January is here. The last game before the split is here. We're going to be top half, folks. Let's get that out of the way now. There's not a lot of tension on that. But it has to be said, since you last saw us, we've only won one out of the last four. So, 6 new signings to talk about then. Hello, my name's Damien, I'm the Trucking Football Manager, and welcome back to College 75. We are indeed 4th place in the National League, so winning the league is starting to look like a stretch, but top half is it's certain. We're nailed on. Also, it's 5.5 new signings, because the 6th one hasn't actually signed the contract yet, so hopefully we'll talk about him later. But I'm not going to bother showing you him now. First things first, Mr. Sidi Mahmoud, the only person in all of the favoured personnel and icons and legends and everything, is no longer one of ours. I got rid of him. He was not on a real contract. He's gone to the Lions, who can somehow afford to pay him £375 a week. That's staggering. As you can see, he's an E-rated striker. He would be our 4th choice, not looking at those because obviously there might be spoilers in there. He's determined, but that's not a lot of use when you're 31. He got a total of 12 goals in 50 for College 75, which is not a terrible return, but another way of putting that is 12 goals in 4 years, and that's not so great. And we've simply moved past him. He was the best player at the club when we arrived. He just isn't anymore. And that's not because he's declined, it's because we have gotten a better standard of player in. And we've started to get to the point now where decent players will sign for us. So obviously we've seen that already with Emmanuel Williams. There are others, essentially. I'm feeling a bit of hair bobbing around, so if I look completely stupid on the camera, yeah, pretty much. That's the bit there. Yeah, so signings in. Let's get those done. This is the other one, Rafi Emrani. He's a 19-year-old centre midfielder. We'll look at him if and when he arrives. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, including my own. First things first, Ethan Brito. We talked about him maybe arriving. He did. Left back, not really. Centre half, a bit more like it. Tackling of 14. Pace of 10 is not bad. Strength of 5 is not great. Heading is 8. And his jumping reach is 9, despite being 5'9", so he can jump quite high. He's got 20 caps for Gibraltar. That's how I know about him. He was out of contract. And he's one of the higher up players on the national pool. And I thought, sod it, let's get him in if we can. And he finally agreed to arrive. He has come in from he was released by Magpies last year. 18 and then 13 appearances. 13 appearances, an average rating of 6.5. Not ideal. But, he's a reasonably good centre-half. And more importantly, he's Gibraltarian. He's got good determination, so he's never going to be a 5-star player, no question. But he's the kind of player we don't want to just sit there rotting without a club and then mysteriously retire. So, we'll get him in. We're paying him 50 quid a week. We'll be fine. Julian Del Rio. Centre forward, poacher, finishing 13, composure 13, pace 9, could be better. He's only 5'7", but a good solid centre forward. He's a good option up there. This is one of the reasons I got rid of Mohamed, because this guy is an excellent centre forward, and we just don't need that many. We've got 2 slots of centre forwards, which means we need 5 of them, right? 5 tops in case one goes down with a serious injury. He was at Tarazona last year. 34 appearances in a league that doesn't exist. 3 goals, 7 assists. Average rate of 7.29. Okay, 3 and 34 for a striker. Not ideal. But 11 and 26 the year before. Let's focus on that year instead. Let's pretend all the others were 5 minutes of substitute appearances. Good solid centre forward. I think a good option. He's not going to be our very best because Emmanuel Williams is here, but he's good and he's free. David Sodding Owusu. Yes, I finally got him. No, he's nowhere near good enough. But if he's in my reserves, he can't play against me. That's the way I see it. 7 finishing, 7 composure. 13 pace is good. Happy with 13 pace. I mean, 25 quid a week. He's happy to just be a squad player. He's probably not even a squad player. But I'm going to give him games, because if he can score against me on a regular basis, he can probably score for me as well. Europa Point is where he's been for 3 years. 5, 9 and 6 goals in the last 3 years. All of those were against me, I think. Two of those were against me this year. So maybe it's literally just College 75 we can score against. But He's here. He is terrible, but we're not paying him much. Yusuf Yusuf Ojibodi? Ojibodi. Ojibodi. Boop boop. Right winger. Kind of crossing and dribbling are okay. Pace, it's all okay, but we need another right winger. I noticed the other day that we literally didn't even have one on the bench. Like we have two right wingers. We have Wanon and James Adams. I can't remember his name. I think it's Adams. But between the two of them, that's not enough right wingers, especially since neither of them are desperately good. So we wanted another one who's also not desperately good, but better than what we had. He's come from Gateshead. Didn't play at all last year, but the year before he scored 3 and assisted 0 and 15. So that's good, right? He might not be the one. Finally, Emir Hughes comes in from the Welsh land of Wales. Long shots of 13, determination of 14. He's 31 years old, but he's a good centre mid. And again, we're not the strongest centre mid at the minute. So get another one in. Manchester City, there you go. There's pedigree. Played for Northampton, played 17 times for Birmingham City in the Championship. Was once bought for £2.5 million. Now, how's that for a pedigree? Wigan paid £2.5 million for him, then played him 8 times. Possibly not their very best profitable signing. But loaned to Huddersfield against 30 appearances in the Championship. Loaned to Ipswich, 13 appearances in the Championship. Then it started going a bit wrong for him, bless him. 17 in League One. Got relegated with Ipswich, and then he's gone to Maidenhead and got them relegated as well. So, maybe he's found his level now. Maybe. I don't honestly see how this player could ever have been worth £2.5 million. I'm not going to lie. But English money is weird, right? So that's who we've got. Like I say, Rafi Emrani might improve our midfield for us as long as he signs on a dotted line. So let's look at what we've been doing. You saw us beat Europa Point, and David Owusu score his goals. Man 62, Ethan Brito had a debut and got himself sent off. Good man. We were dreadful, got beat 2-0. I mean, it was a 1-0 loss, and then they scored while we were really pushing for it. It was one of those penalties, but we didn't create, and if you don't create, you don't deserve to win it. Brito, 2 bookings, got himself sent off. Splendid stuff. St Joseph's away was a 1-1 draw. Kelvin Morgan, our target man for the national team, before Salika pulled it back. There we were not the best. I mean, Kohler's got 7.1, tells you straight away, but we looked not great. But St Joseph's at the time were title contenders, and the point was a point. We stayed above them at the time. Then we played Glasses, a 2-0 win there. Anaya with a header and Hopper with a pen. And the Europa FC, this is the game where I started getting angry, because we went 1-0 down, and we went 2-1 up. Hopper with a penalty in the 70th minute. It was a dodgy penalty for both of them, actually. It was both one of those where nothing really happens and then the game stops. But a penalty each, which means, as far as I was concerned, we were winning 1-0. And then Nduku and Hernandez did their very best to never get picked for the national team again by scoring 2 goals against me at the 86th and 90th minutes. And, yeah. So we've fallen off the top. Lincoln are probably not catchable. The only game they've lost was against us. They've won every other game. So, I'll show you the table in a minute. Chuck some friendlies in, because for some reason, it's a month and a week between the second to last and final games of the league chunk. But I've noticed that the Rock Cup second round is like 5 days later, so we're going to do those 2 games, unless it gets moved, in which case we'll do something else. We have the Magpies at home. They're a bottom half team. If we look at the table, like I just said we would, there we go. They're 7th, 13 points. If they get a point off us, they'll be top half. So they've got a lot to play for. We are 4th. 19 from 9, could be 22 from 10. Isn't exactly bad, let's be honest. But like I said, Lincoln played 10, won 9. They lost against us, but that's it. Their goal difference is plus 23, which is a little bit rude, if we're being honest. Look at that. 3-1, 4-0, 4-0, 4-1, 3-1, 3-0, 2-0. They're basically us with the Hound Dogs last year. We've got Glasses in the cup. Glasses are rock bottom. They have a point. And it wasn't against us. Usually you look at it, you go, we've lost everything except 1. That'll be us then. But it wasn't. It was a 0-0 draw of Europa Point. We've got some catching up to do, but ultimately, top half is what we wanted, right? If we look at the league rules, if I can remember how to press the buttons, you get 4th place gets you a Conference League first qualifying round, depending on the winner of the cup. The way the season's going, Lincoln are going to win the cup, because they're winning everything else. So, 4th place out of a possible 6. So that's what you get. Group 1 gets you 6th place. Or 6th place is Group 1, rather. So there's only 2 positions that wouldn't win a trophy. And if you look at the teams that are up there, yeah, we've lost to some of them. But we've beaten some of them too. We've beaten Lincoln. We've beaten Lynx. We've beaten Lions. All we have to do is be better than them. We've got a 6-point head start. This is not like the other. This is a top four of the entire league get Euro. This isn't a whole it resets because the league is split thing. So we have a 6-point head start on Lynx, which could easily be a 9-point head start after today. I'd like to think we're going to go to Europe next year. We need to. The board said so. And also, if the money would be handy, we've spaffed away all of that 280 grand or whatever it is. We're down to 10 grand in the hole already, even though we are nowhere near our wage budget. It's a bit of a worry, really, because that is a much steeper decline than that was. I don't understand how it's suddenly worse once we had money, but never mind. We're going to go and we're going to play some football. I'm going to pick a team in front of you because I dropped it all for the friendlies. Opposition instructions are fine. Everything else can sit. So our goalkeeper is Dale Colin. I feel a bit bad for Lopez. Obviously, we signed him in, played him for a year when he was actually pretty good. And then haven't played him since. But it can't really be helped because Colin is a much better goalkeeper. The right back is suspended, and the backup right back is suspended. So straight away we're going to have a few issues. Ojibodi, how do you fancy right back, mate? Marking 4, tackling 5. I don't think he fancies right back. You might have to suck it up, I'm afraid, mate. It looks like that's your lot. Yeah, Beckwith is suspended and Hopper is also suspended. Do we have anyone in the Resis who fancies the game? Development Centre, Under-23s, overview. Please. Position DR. Danny Murphy. Ooh, Danny Murphy. This might be the time for him to have a debut. Move to senior squad. Tactics. Danny Murphy. Right back. Splendid. He's not very good, but he'll do. Centre halves, Anaya and Brito. Well, it's not Hopper again because Hopper is suspended. So let's give it to Brito. Robbie Mullen at left back. The deeper sitting playmaker can be probably Hughes with his physicals. Can he pass? Not really. It's funny because every now and then I will do this and I will just stare blindly at the screen. Yeah, we'll go Leathers and Hughes as the centre midfield partnership. Right winger is going to be... Hold the line, caller. Right winger will be James Adams. No, right winger will be Ojibodi. Let's go out there with the new players. Left winger will be Salika. And the forward pair can be Williams and... Again, Del Rio. No, yeah, Del Rio. Subs, goalkeeper, Yates, Adams, Bautista. No, not Bautista. Yeah, Bautista. Garrow, Owusu, and Ramage. Let's go with that. A couple of these can go to reserves. Sharp can go to reserves. And that'll do. So I've just ready for team sheet. Let's go to the game. Again, there we go. Squad numbers have to be given to 4 players. That sounds like a successful window to me. Right wing, 17. Centre mid, 18. Centre forward, 23. Other centre forward, 27. That'll do. Nice numbers. Apparently you have 67 registered players. I don't know how we've done that. But then I suppose we've got a lot of reserves. And a lot of youngsters, and they've all been given numbers. Magpies are 3rd in the form table while we're 6th. No, let's not do that. Pump Fists. We're favourite to play like it. I trust you to be the miracle. Let's rock and or roll. We are good. And yes, and yes, and yes. Good, right. I want to win. I want to win big style because we want to be part of that top 4. Where, like you see here, the gap is big. It's to 13 points for Lions at the minute if we can win this. And if we can keep that gap nice and wide, then we've got Europe. Simple as that. Coombs with a very, very brave back pass. Brito intercepts and Mullen will find Salika up the wing. Mullen goes on the overlap, but Salika cuts back to Hughes. Mullen looked offside but ignores it and Salika's through and gets fouled for the pen. Let's give it to a debutant. Oh, Del Rio is fantastic at penalties. Have one then. Score on your debut. Be the miracle. I still think of wrestling when I see the name Del Rio, though, I have to say. That's how long ago it was I was wrestling. Del Rio buries it in the bottom corner, 1-0 up in the 10th minute. A good solid win. Get the morale back up. Let's go. I'd love to win the league, I have to say. I mean, again, we've got that same problem with the bottom half of the league, but the top half of the league is the same, that winning the league is worth 270 grand, but coming second is worth 17. So winning the league gets you far too much money and gives a completely unfair advantage for next year. Body back to Williams. Tracked down by Parker. We're going to assume it's Peter, but it's probably not. Williams cuts in Murphy. Lovely. Plenty of time and space. Swings him across to the back stick, and it's headed quite badly by the Toyota. And it's still 1-0. But yeah, as it stands, third place. 5 points off the top. I don't believe we're going to get that. 3 points off Europa. But actually, it doesn't matter a great deal which of those 3 places we finish in, because the prize money difference is about 5 grand, and they're all into the same round. They're all into, I think, the first qualifying round of the Europa Conference, which puts you a hell of a long way away from group action. Anaya short to Leathers. Fires one out the right wing. Body crosses it in first time. Del Rio's under it. Power misses his header completely, and Del Rio heads it in. That's his second goal just before half time. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Body there, showing some pace to get away from Coombs. That first time volleyed cross is gorgeous. Power completely misses his header, and you have to say Del Rio does pretty well to gamble that he's going to miss his header, because I wouldn't have bet on that. We're 2-0 up. The Magpies have had a single shot and it missed. Outstretched arms, you've blown them away. Do you want to make any changes? I think I do. I want to rest Williams, and I want to bring on David Owusu. Would it be the other way around now, because Owusu is much more of a poacher. Actually, no, maybe not. No, let's do that then. Any other changes? Hughes looks quite tired. That's fine. Sykes Garrow can come in there. Do I want to do that? Yeah. Let's roll. David Owusu to the rescue. He is definitely going to be one of those players that I look at and go, well, his stats are dreadful. But I like him. I like him because he scored against me a lot. I want him to score for me a lot as well now, please. I want to take off Anaya because he's up for a suspension. Nah. Cross comes in. Power with the header just on the roof of it. I must have flicked off the crossbar on the way over. Salik is looking tired on the left wing. No sense pushing him. Off you come, mate. Bautista can go on there, and we're away. I do think our signings are still pretty strong in terms of being Gibraltarian. I haven't bounced off the whole you have to have 5 Gibraltarian players thing at all this season, so that shows good stuff for me. We have gotten rid of a few of the not Gibraltarian players. Well, Mahamoud being one of them. Anaya's had it out wide, but Murphy won't go out there. Parker turns on a dime. Back to Akdemir. De Los Santos. See, we're starting to see a lot of the national team here. Or people who are not quite in the national team. And it's amazing how many players. Leathers with a great interception. Garrett to Owusu. Out wide to Ojibodi. Owusu sprinting through the middle. Yes, I am absolutely just watching him and nothing else. Fire it in near post. Owusu's there on the volley and it's touched over the top. Oh no, it was a miss, to be fair. It wasn't touched over the top. It was just a poor finish. Get some praise out there. We've used all 3 subs, right? Yeah. They've started having a few shots. That's fine, as long as they keep missing the target like they are. But yeah, it's funny how few members of the national team do want to come and play for me still. Considering how many of them are at teams like Magpies or Man 62 or Lions or whatever, who aren't any better than us. Cross comes in. Good finish by Akdemir. And we're not going to have another one of these, are we? 3 minutes to play. That's his first Magpies goal. Well, you know, there's a lot of that going around at the minute. Lundegaard looked offside to me. Coling sort of waddles out and then goes back. Yeah. Defensively far from perfect. Just no more highlights would be lovely, thanks. We're into the 90, 92, 93. And a solid win, you have to say. Outstretched arms. Well, should I go for the Jekyll and Hyde? Let's go for the Jekyll and Hyde. Point finger. Second half performance not good enough. Del Rio's not happy. You had a good game, mate. There you go. That hasn't pissed anyone else off either. Splendid. Right. What are we going to be coming back for the next game for? That wind's moving, isn't it? Look at that. Do you think it's a bit breezy? It's a miracle if anyone's still on the pitch. Del Rio, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, what are we coming back for? Has it been sorted yet? No. We'll come back for a football match and I'll see you there. 2 new signings for deadline day. Rafi Emrani did indeed come in. He's a centre midfielder. He's 19 years old with a determination of 15. Every possibility this guy's going to turn into a footballer. He's not there yet, but he's not terrible. He's better than a lot of our players already. Technique of 13 is lovely to see. His technicals will come along. You know, they'll be there in the end. He's a Lincoln boy. He's been at Lincoln for a long time. In fact, last year, 17 appearances, 3 goals, 4 assists, and 3 man of the matches. Can't really argue with that. Also, I accidentally left him playing for the reserves, which is why we're not going to see him today. The reserves thing set itself while the team sheet was empty, and I missed that news article because I'm careful and committed to detail. I missed that item in the inbox, and it played like half my my team in the reserves game yesterday. So there's a bit of juggling going on. You'll see in a second. But he played in that reserves game. 1 appearance, 1 goal, 2 assists. Welcome to the club, Mr. Emrani. The other new signing is Dale Grubb, who is an everything winger. He'll even play centre wing if you ask him to. He's starting to fall apart physically. He's a 33-year-old Englishman. We're paying him £150 a week. But we've got the budget, and only for 4 months. I offered him less until the end of next season, and he wasn't really interested. So I thought, you want £150 a week, that's fine. But he actually wanted £425 an appearance. So I thought, I'll put you on a real contract and bring that down a bit. £150 a week, just till the end of the season. If we decide he's doing well, brilliant. If his physicals have just fallen off a cliff because he's 33, then we can just let him go again. But technically, best player we've got, simple as that. Still very determined. Very good stats. And 9 pace isn't terrible at this level. 9 pace is actually pretty tolerable at this level. He's come in from Weston-super-Mare in the National League South. He's a Western boy through and through and through and through. Holy smokes, he played a lot of times with them. He did briefly go to Forest Green, played a few times with them in League 2, before falling back into the National League with Eastleigh. And then, yeah, Weston-super-Mare from then on in. But yeah, look at that. 8 assists, 7 goals, 6 man of the matches, 9 assists, 6 goals, 7 man of the matches. These are good numbers. Even in a 45-game season, these are good numbers. So, happy to have him aboard. He says he's considering being a head of youth development. I'm going to send him on a coaching course and see how that goes. Well, I'm going to try anyway. Coaching course-wise, I am now on a coaching course. I have been given an extra coach. I've been given an extra scout, and I'm on my last coaching course now. I just completed Continental A. I'm about to get a Continental Pro. Well, about to. It's going to take a year. But I'm on the Continental Pro course now, so there's no more badges left to get. If we look at my ability, it is pretty limited, if we're being honest. It's not good. I wouldn't hire me with those stats. But, yeah, studying for Continental Pro, my adaptability is still 1. What can you say? Still can't be a goalkeeping coach. My technical coaching and attacking coaching are brilliant, but my level of discipline is spectacular. What else matters, right? As long as I can crack that whip, not that whip, no, put it down, then it'll be fine. The side we're going to have to pick today, we're going to have to play Ojibodi at right back because both our right backs are knackered. I don't understand how the reserve manager managed to play both right backs for 90 minutes, but he's done it. So both Beckwith and Murphy are knackered, which means our right back is Ojibodi, who played right wing last time out. He's not a right back. He thinks he can play right back a bit. He is wrong about that. He can't tackle and he can't mark. He's not a right back. But we have no other options. Ooh. Yes, we do. We have Hopper. Hopper at right back, and then Spark at centre half. No, it'll be Yates at centre half. He's not fit. Mind you, his stamina's 3, so it won't be Yates at centre half either. Come on, find me a defender. Brito, go on then. Don't get sent off. That's a good boy. We'll leave Yates on the bench. Hopper is a right back. Now he's a right back. He's a centre half. But he thinks he's a right back. He is wrong about this. But I'd rather have a centre-half who thinks he's a right back than a winger who thinks he's a right back. That's my thing. I think I just said half-back. I'm wrong about that too. He's an 18-year-old and he's got a 12 determination. So I've offered him a contract just because he might be decent. I mean, he played 37 appearances in 5 years. Well, in the reserves, granted, but still. Wait, which one's which? No, that's the first team. He's been playing for 4 years and he's 18 years old. Say all you want about that. Coling is in goal. Mullen, Brito, Anaya and Hopper are the back four with Hughes and Garrow in the middle. Grubb and Batista on the wings. Williams and Del Rio up top. By the way, I should probably mention, the Cup game was postponed. Completely forgot to mention this. The Cup game's off. We're playing the sodding Lincoln Red Imps. Shall we go? Right, get this one out of the way, I guess. We're in a good run of form. Right winger number, I'd like 27, but I can't, it's not free. God, look at the state of these squad numbers. There's a 76. And also Dawn French has lost her W. I don't know if you could see that, in case I was making a joke there, Dan French. I don't know if that was behind my head or not. I'm being very funny. I said I'm being very funny. Thank you. Dale Grobert to right wing, number 21. We beat them last time. We're the only team this season to beat them, apart from probably a couple of Lithuanians in Europe. But that's not the point. Point finger. Let's end their 8-match unbeaten run. What a confidence booster that is. Holy smokes. Expect to lose, and then you won't be disappointed. That's the way I see it. Amrani is not injured. He's exhausted is what he is. Relax. Yeah. This game is going to actually tell us a lot about how this is going to go. Hercules! With a throw into Rosa. Back to Hercules. Cross comes in. Hughes the header just over the top. I mean, we have a lot of ex-Lincoln players. You'd think they'd know the system, wouldn't you? Lynx beat St. Joseph's earlier today. Which, I mean, again, this is not a useful league table for us this year. Although I suppose it is. If we can win this group, it doesn't matter if we win the league or not. We could win that group and still... They're subbed on number 99 who doesn't have a name. What? Brito. Chips one into the area. Del Rio's under it. Tucks it. Oh, good save. Del Rio just off the keeper. Kurljevic, who we've considered... I've already offered the right to call up to Gibraltar. I've also considered signing him, but it didn't happen. Jolly coming away, and that's the end of the highlight. They have subbed someone off. Did they actually not bring anyone on? Lincoln Jib stats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are they actually playing with 10 men? And if so, why? Is that a bug? That must be a bug. Are we playing against 10 men? I do hope so. We'll still lose, but that's not the point. Gordon and Sargent exchanging passes in the edge of our own area. Back to the keeper Kurljevic, who hits one along. And Kike is under it. Back to TJ DeBar, who's one of those really annoying players who's just not quite good enough. Kike turns and hits one, and that is a hell of an effort. On the turn, just wide of the post. Colin to take the goal kick. Sends it up the left. Bautista loses out to Hercules. Kike again. Adams to Gordon. That was easy. Gordon's got time and space. Hopper comes across and fouls him. Why? He's going nowhere. What's the point? Rosa's got the penalty. 31st minute. And we're going 1-0 down. Bottom left. I was talking about the keeper's point of view and therefore I was right. Shut up. And Marco Rosa's 9th goal of the season. Rosa is fast becoming a shout for right winger. He's not very quick, is his only problem, but right winger for the national team. His name keeps coming up. Left winger. Right winger? Left winger. Left winger for the national team. His name keeps coming up in reports. I'll show you him real quick. Left winger, yes. Yeah, he's going to be in the national team next time out. I don't know why he's not in the national team. I think he might have just become Gibraltarian again. Is he? Is he that one? Yes, he's Spanish. He's just become Gibraltarian and accepted the call-up. So that's, again, another strengthening player for the national team. Demand more, especially if they're playing with 10 men. Attacking. Hopper is looking knackered at right back already. That's not promising. We have the right winger who can go there. It'll have to do. I'm going to go with You've Been Terrible so far, sort it out. Because actually these performances aren't good enough. Tactically, Hopper off. Oh, I didn't bring that right winger. That's genius, that is. I didn't bring the right winger who can play. Right, Adams. Give it a shot, mate. You'll be fine. Because Hopper's poor and tired and has made a mistake already. Have we got anything else to do? I don't think so. If we're playing on the break, I'm tempted to bring on Owusu. Just because we know he's good on the break. But I'm not going to, not yet. He's going to be our impact sub. Demand more. I've gone attacking. I'm tempted to go very attacking. Oh, Kike has now been subbed off the page. Oh no, it's like Kike. So they're still playing with 10 man, and we still can't get around him. Kurljevic with the goal kick. And Hughes just loses out to Hughes. One of them has spelt it correctly. I'll let you decide which. Hercules is going down the wing, and Mullen is keeping his distance, shall we say. Crossed back. Brito knotted down to Mullen, who's now in acres of space. Can he pick the right ball out? He just lays it off to Brito, who lets him pick the right ball out. And it's flipped onto Del Rio, who's got Sargent and Jolly chasing them both on bookings. Del Rio goes to dink the keeper and gets it all shades of wrong. That was poor. I think that might be the moment to bring on Owusu, honestly, because he's quicker. He wouldn't have had to make that decision. Hughes is now looking tired in the middle as well. Is that the third sub? I think it is for Leathers. It looks like we're going to lose this one. I would take a point with both hands, I'll tell you. I would snap your arms off for a point. Demand more. It's not going to happen though, is it? 15 to play. Sargent clears their lines. Brito nods it forward to Leathers. Batista's inside there. There we go. Mullen on the overlap puts it in front of him. There's three in the middle. Owusu's one of them. Mullen almost runs it out of play for setting up Batista. No one wants to put the cross in. Leathers short to Owusu. Lays it off to Adam. Someone hit the damn shot. We're getting a penalty. Dale Grubb to take it. I'm happy with that. He's got a 13 for pens. Have it, mate. Dale Grubb to take the penalty to get us back in the game. And let's face it, it looked like a dive by James Adams, didn't it? Why are we so afraid of shooting? And crossing, for that matter. Grubb. Ooh, I thought that was a miss. Grubb's hit it well. Just over the top of the prone goalkeeper. Pulls it back to one each. What do we do now? Do we attack? Or do we defend? I don't know. I've made all three subs. I can't make a tactical change. I'm leaving it on attacking. I'm leaving it on attacking. I'm going to praise them. Get the spirits up. I'll take a point. I hope we don't get mugged. I really hope we don't get mugged. 92, 93, 94, and that's a massive point. A massive point of Lincoln. We'll get the 270 grand for winning this group, so it doesn't matter that we started 7 points behind him. Outstretched arms. We've done the double. What a stirring comeback. We haven't done the double. We didn't win it. 4 points out of possible 6 against the best team in the league, though, by some margin. Julian Deroy didn't have a great game. He'll have better days. He'll be fine. That keeps them top with that 1 point. It puts us up to 5 points behind both them and Europa in the quest for that Champions League spot, which, God, do we want that? Holy smokes. But if we look at the other league, there we go. This one is the league in which, if we win it, we get the 270 grand. Which is obviously what we want. We want money, please. And well, I don't know, we've dropped a point already, but we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Let's look at the schedule. We've got Glasses and Lincoln back to back. Well, I'm not going to do that again, I don't think. St. Joseph's and Glasses is a good shout. I might do those two very bit soon. I honestly might just go to the end of the season. I will see how this first bit of the season goes. I might just jump to May. What have we got nationally? Portugal and Bosnia. We're not winning either of those. Oh, by the way, the groups have been drawn. Portugal, Bosnia, Wales, Bulgaria, and Azerbaijan. I fancy some points of Azerbaijan. The only problem is we're playing them last, so the morale will already be in the bathroom. But I fancy some points of Azerbaijan. I kind of fancy some points of Bulgaria, but I think I'm being ambitious. Bosnia, Portugal, and Wales, not a chance. So we're going to get hammered there, so I won't bother coming back for them. But while we're here, let's see if we can get some friendlies in. Multiple friendly matches. Can we get some friendlies in? Where's the next window? Ooh, it's down here somewhere. Oh, there's one. 17th of June. Let's have someone in that bracket. Someone like the Central African Republic. Perfect. And then, can we have another... Anywhere else we can put a friendly? There isn't. Why isn't there? You feel like there should be a friendly slot here. Like on the 9th, maybe. Apparently not. So we're going to play the Central African Republic after Wales. That's fine. Why are they all in individual rather than... Well, some of the fixtures aren't showing up, that's why. Never mind, it's done. That'll do. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please do like, sub up if you're new. Once again, a massive thank you to all the newcomers who are watching this very programme. You are much loved and much appreciated, and I will see you all next week. Have a splendid weekend. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.